Man, these Disney live-action adaptations just don't stop. Aladdin. So Aladdin is of course the new Disney live-action adaptation from this time's 1992's original classic, Aladdin, which I really do love. And this movie is directed by Guy Ritchie, who directed the Sherlock Holmes movies and King Arthur Legend of the Sword, and stars Mina Massoud, Will Smith, Naomi Scott, and Marwan Zanziri, I hope I say his name right. And this movie tells the story exactly how Aladdin plays out. So if you have not seen Aladdin, literally, just watch my original review to find out what the plot of this movie is, because who hasn't seen Aladdin? So basically you know what the plot is of this movie, so I don't really need to tell you about it. But I gotta tell you what I thought of this live action remake. First of all, I was very concerned about this movie at first, because you know, Guy Ritchie is a very unappreciated director, and I do like most of his films, you know, like Sherlock Holmes, King Arthur Legend of the Sword. I thought that's very underrated. But there are some movies that I don't like of his, like Man from U.N.C.L.E. I actually really hate that film. I don't know why in my older review I liked the movie, because I watched it again recently because I had to watch older Guy Ritchie films to see this film, because usually when I think of like a director's doing this film, I have to watch all his films to know his style and all, and I just thought it's the worst out of his films, honestly. But I loved the 1992's Aladdin. It's one of my favorite Disney movies of all freaking time, and this is the Disney live action adaptation that I was literally not too anticipated for. With the special look of Will Smith as the genie, it's the thing that pisses the fans off. Everyone's like, this movie's gonna be the worst movie of the year. It's gonna be worse than any other Disney live action film we've ever seen. Will Smith looks absolutely terrible. The casting of Will Smith as the genie was very mixed. To me, I was kind of interested in this casting of Will Smith as the genie. You know, Will Smith is a very fun, energetic person, so I can see him playing the role as a genie, but with that special look, I'm like, But then the new trailer did surprise me. It looked okay, but still feeling very concerned about this movie until I heard it's got so many positive reviews. So, I went to the movie. I went to go see this movie, and holy shit, guys, I love this movie. I don't care what people think. I like this movie. This movie was just a lot of freaking fun. To me, what I think about people when they thought of Disney live action adaptations, they just take it way too seriously. Yes, they're not always going to be as good as the original, but they at least give you kind of the vibe of what we love about the original films, but do something a bit differently with it. And that's what I think Aladdin does. It does repeat the exact same formula as the original Aladdin does, but there are scenes in the movie that they deconstructed those scenes differently, and that's what I love about this movie. This is a good movie on its own. Honestly, I couldn't compare this to original Aladdin, because that's not going to make me enjoy the movie. I watched this just as a film in general, and I'm going to say, I had a pretty fun time with Aladdin. First, let's talk about what I like about the movie. First, the cast. Most of the people in the film, did a really good job. We'll mention that in the flaws, but most of the people did a pretty good job. I love Mina Massoud as Aladdin. I thought he's really surprised me. Honestly, I was very nervous about this casting of Massoud as Aladdin. I'm thinking, is he going to be the Aladdin type? But honestly, he was fantastic in this film. He does feel like Aladdin. His acting was really freaking good in the film. I do enjoy his performance. It makes Aladdin more likable and more charming at the exact same time. He's a pretty good protagonist, and I wouldn't say he was as good as the original Aladdin, but I'm forgetting about the original, because this film is good for the way it is, and I gotta say, Mina Massoud is a pretty good Aladdin. Also, the thing that surprised me, Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine. First of all, she's just woo! But also, she was great in this movie. I gotta say, I thought this casting was great, for Princess Jasmine especially. I think Naomi Scott is a great actress. I loved her in Power Rangers, and in this movie, she was perfect. She's a strong, feisty princess who basically wants more than her life. She doesn't want to be a princess, she wants to be a normal girl that falls in love with a normal guy. And you see that in this film. Naomi Scott did a great performance as that, but also, she has a new song in this film. Holy shit, she's a great singer, honestly. I think she sang really well in this film. But let's talk about the thing that everyone was so controversial about, but he turned out surprisingly great, is of course Will Smith as the genie. He was great. In this film, when he first appears in this film, honestly, I feel like that's the genie. That is how Will Smith would play Genie, and he played it so freaking well. I think all the haters out there are going to think, oh my god, I should have gave Will Smith a chance. Literally, Will Smith was phenomenal in this movie. He was just funny, he was energetic, the musical sequences, especially with his character, Friend Like Me. Holy shit, Will Smith can god damn sing in this film. Like, there are parts that you do notice that it's more of lip singing, or like, you know, auto-tune, but most of the film he does rap, like the way I thought he would sing, and honestly, Will Smith was phenomenal in this movie. He stole this entire movie for me. This is worth watching, especially for Will Smith. He just does a great job in this film. Now, speaking of musical sequences, let's talk about those. The musical sequences are just fun, they're energetic, and they're exciting. With Beauty and the Beast, the biggest flaw I think with Beauty and the Beast to me are the songs. They weren't as exciting as I wanted it to be, because most of the people don't feel as energetic in that movie. This movie was energetic. The musical sequences are just so much fun, but with the music in the background, it doesn't repeat the exact same music, you know what I mean? It has like beats to it, like, I'm not gonna lie, and I really love the musical sequences. They're just so much fun, and they're constructed really freaking well. Also, the cinematography was great. Guy Ritchie can handle cinematography so freaking well, and this movie looks great. There's actually a couple scenes that I feel like, yeah, that's definitely a Guy Ritchie film. And honestly, I like his style, honestly. And his costume design does look really good as well. The costumes of this movie were on top with Beauty and the Beast, honestly. The costumes are amazing. Hoping this goes to the Oscar for best costume design, because, or production design in general, because I would love to see that, because this movie has some impressive costume design and impressive imagery. And also, this movie was hilarious. Honestly, it was funnier than I thought it's going to be. I thought it's going to be like, you know, it's going to have a couple of jokes, but it's going to repeat the exact same formula from the original film. No. This movie has whole new jokes. Get it? Whole new jokes? This film has a lot of new jokes, and honestly, I was killing myself laughing in a lot of moments of the film. There's even a moment that has to do with a prince in the film. Holy shit, I was laughing my ass off. It's so original and different, and I love that. And that's what I like about this film. They did add some different elements in this film, especially Jasmine's new song, which I did mention before. It was fantastic, but also some plot points as well. And honestly, for the most part, I enjoyed this film from start to finish. It was a fun Disney live-action adaptation, but it wasn't perfect. This film does have a couple of issues. Now, the biggest issue I would give to this film is Jafar. Now, I could say Marwan Zanzuri is a pretty likable person, but him as Jafar, to me, I didn't enjoy his performance, like, at all. I thought he was just really over the top in this film. Like, Jafar in the original film was one of the most menacing and greedy and sternish villains that I've ever seen in the film. This film, he just acts like a villain. He doesn't act like a character, he's just like, acting like he's just there, like, for no apparent reason. And I feel disappointed because Jafar is one of my favorite Disney villains, and the way they constructed Jafar in this movie was not good, and that was what I was concerned about, especially from the trailers, and it played exactly how I thought it was going to be, and I would say his performance was fine, but just the way they construct Jafar wasn't as interesting. Also, this movie does repeat the exact same formula as the original Aladdin. Like I mentioned before, it does have some different scenes, but it doesn't stop for repeating what we love about the original Aladdin. And sometimes it could drive the fans nuts, you know, like repeating the exact same formula. And I'm kind of worried about that in The Lion King, but hopefully The Lion King does some different stuff. But guys, over freaking all, I enjoyed the hell out of Aladdin. Yes, this movie wasn't as good as the original film, but I like that this film is not trying to. Guys, go see Aladdin. This movie will surprise you, but the reviews are very mixed as well. Some people feel disappointed by it, and I just feel like, why? This is a movie made for a good time. It's a good movie for family and kids to watch. It's definitely a movie that it's just one of those movies that you just have to go watch it and just have a fun time with it. Not trying to compare it with the original movie, because that would definitely let you walk out of the theater. I enjoyed most of these Disney live action films because I don't see them comparing to original films. I thought they're just good films in general, and they're definitely not as good as the originals, but you know, those movies are just made for fun, and honestly, Aladdin is definitely one of those movies. I'm going to give the 2019's Aladdin a big thumbs up rating. So guys, that is my review for the new Disney live action adaptation of Aladdin. I'm so excited for The Lion King now. So guys, what do you guys think of the new Aladdin? Just comment below. Let me know what you think. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter. Keep contacting me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notify for my latest videos, and have a nice day.